Hey there, everybody. It's me. Now, I know that it has been a while, but um, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to move forward with things. Um, it has been an interesting 10 months since I last uploaded. Um, and I'm kind of just here today to give some words of advice. Now, a big thing that has been going on recently was that I didn't make the greatest effort of picking my friends correctly. And I know that that is a big thing of, high school students today in this current generation. Um, and it can definitely affect a lot of people. And it hurts to let people go even when you have seen the good side of them, even though you know that deep down they truly do care about you and they're people that, if it really came down to it, would look after you. But sometimes those little moments aren't, how do I say this? They aren't worth the cons that it brings in choosing someone who just isn't really a good person. And I have had to learn that the hard way. And I don't want anyone, anyone to experience or go through any of the things that I've been going through these past couple of months. And another big thing is my dating life recently has been incredibly questionable. I have definitely not been making the best decisions to help myself and do what's right for me. And I know that's also a big thing that kids my age nowadays also struggle with is instead of making decisions that will benefit yourself, they make decisions that benefit the majority, that benefit not just themselves or not themselves, but will benefit their social lives. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I feel like people nowadays choose their social lives more than their personal lives, than their own well-being, and that's just not a good thing. That's something that needs to stop. That's something that people need to realize and understand isn't what is right for themselves. Because in the end, once everyone graduates, it's not gonna matter who is popular. It's not gonna matter, like, it's not gonna matter your situation or how you were viewed or any of those things. Because out there in the real world, no one gives a shit about any of that stuff. Any of that stuff. And I don't think that people understand and realize that. And it's a big part of why I am disappointed to say that I am part of this generation, that I am part of this race. Not this race, that I'm part of this community. Because from personal experience, choosing to do what other people say will benefit you without really thinking about it, going in and not giving a second thought to it, is probably one of the worst decisions you could ever make. I want you to keep that in mind, that the thought of the majority does not outweigh the thought of yourself. Always put, I'm not saying like be a dick and throw everyone's opinions out of the window. No. I'm saying always put the things that benefit you for the things that you think or don't know if they'll benefit you. Because if you do that, you'll end up in the same situation I am. You'll end up doubting yourself. You'll end up thinking you're not enough. You'll end up losing yourself and disappointing people that love you, that cherish you. Because all in all, the people who you center yourself around are the people who influence you the most. So if you center yourself around people, or if you circle yourself around people who don't give a shit about what you think, or your feelings, or your opinions, or anything, you're not gonna think that you're enough. You're gonna, how do I say this? You're gonna, you're gonna doubt yourself. You're gonna lose your hand on responsibility. You're gonna lose your grasp on your ideals, on your beliefs, on who you really think you are, and your morals, your beliefs, what you stand by is probably one of the most important things that a human being can have. Because if you don't have morals, if you don't have beliefs, then what are you living for? What's the point of you? If you don't if you let others encourage your morals and your beliefs, then what's the point? What's the point of even having them if they're not even of your own decision? If they're of other people's decisions, there's no point. There's no reason that you should even have them, that you should even follow something like that if it's not something that you know that you stand by, that you have a reason to believe in those things. Because if you don't have a reason, if you don't have something that you yourself, that you decided, that you believe in, not something other people believe in, not something that's going to be make you popular, something that you believe in, then that is, in my opinion, probably one of the most important aspects of life. Because having something to believe in, something to chase, it's probably one of the greatest motivators and greatest uses of discipline that anyone can have. And that is an amazing human trait, which you do not see that much nowadays. Everyone's only thinking about what the majority is thinking about what's going to benefit not their personal life, but their social life. And it's one of the worst things you could do. Never let your social life get ahead of your personal life. Because this has happened to me. It is so, so incredibly hard to let go of people. And I know that. And I know it is. And you've known someone for years, and all of a sudden they become a bad person or someone with terrible and gross morals or beliefs or just don't care about you. But you know they can be good. You know that they're only doing this so that they don't make themselves a target. But if you stick around with people like that, where is that going to get you? How is that going to affect you? Because if you really stick around with people like that and center yourself around people like that, you're going to become the exact same. You're going to start mistreating people. You're going to start not caring about what other people think. You're just become a brainless dickhead. You're going to incorporate yourself in this hive mind that is the social life of high school and or just school in general. And I know that another thing, relationships also like I'm not meaning like friendships. I mean like girlfriend, boyfriend. Those definitely matter, but don't do what I did and just go willy-nilly into them. Really make sure that the person you're talking to, the person you're trying to get, with, the person that you have these feelings for, aren't just because of the way they look, aren't just because of the way they act when they're around their friends. A real person doesn't mistreat you when they're around your friends. They don't mistreat you to try and seem cool. A real person respects your opinions, respects your beliefs, respects your morals, and doesn't encourage you to do good things. And even if it hurts, they'll be honest. Even if it's hard to say, they'll be honest. And that is an amazing trait for anyone to have. And I feel like that's something that people should strive to have more, but they don't. And it's hard. It's hard to see people like that going through stuff like that. And there's really not much you can do but tell them that what they're doing is wrong and what they're doing is bad and that they need to drop this person. And you know, I don't, I don't know where I'm going with this, but all I'm saying is take care of yourself. Take care of the people that you hold close to you. Don't take care of people who are just your friends for, I don't know, popularity or to seem cool. Make friends with people who genuinely care about you and take care of those people because losing them is one of the worst things that can happen. You don't want to lose people like that because they're so rare to come across that if you lose someone like that, probably never going to come across someone like that again. So take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Go by your morals. Go by your beliefs. Fuck what everyone else says. Your opinion matters. And there's always going to be there, even when you don't feel like there's always going to be someone who's going to be there for you, who's going to be able to help you, who's going to be able to get you through this, even if they're not close or you don't get to see them every day. There's still someone. There's always someone. Now, I'm sorry if this hasn't really been the greatest advice. I'm not the greatest at giving advice, but I hope that whoever sees this, it helps. But that's it for this video. I hope all of you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one.